Hello and welcome back to Series 8 of The Public Eye, a 5-part series of podcasts brought to you by Granite Exchange. I'm your host, Sarah Travers, and throughout the series, I'm speaking to local entrepreneurs and business owners to learn more about how these companies have come to be, to gain insight into their growth, and find out how they continue to innovate. So, wherever you get your podcasts from, remember to keep an eye out for all new episodes and subscribe to stay up to date. Well, today I'm joined by Ailin Traynor, owner of Clio Skin and Beauty. So welcome to the podcast studio, Ailin.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Very well indeed. Thank you for joining us. Before we begin, as always, I'm going to give listeners a little background on who you are and your business. Skin specialist and leading beauty therapist Ailin Traynor is the director of newly rebranded Clio Skin and Beauty. Now, from a young age, Ailin has always had an interest in all things beauty. Clio Skin and Beauty, which was previously known as Ailin Traynor Makeup, but Ailin believed it was time for a refresh, including a new name and new branding. So Clio Skin and Beauty is a skin and laser clinic specialising in non-surgical aesthetic treatments and procedures and beauty treatments. They provide expert advice, clinical corrective skin treatments, medical grade laser facials and hair removal alongside ongoing skin programmes to ensure you maintain the glow you deserve. And Ailin, just looking across at you now in the studio, you're absolutely glowing, it has to be said. So I can't wait to hear more about the treatments, but also about your wonderful business. That's why we've invited you in today. So where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Crossmaglen in County Armagh. I'm a wife and mommy of a 10-year-old boy. My business has been up and running for about 4 years now. And we've just recently rebranded into Clio Skin and Body. So it's all very exciting at the minute.
It really is. You've lots going on and you've always loved beauty.
Yes, always had a keen interest in it and didn't go down the traditional route of going into beauty. I worked in a family business for 17 years, first of all.
Oh, right. Doing what?
It was a construction company and builders merchants, and it was just like a natural thing. Went to university, then went on from university, come back, there was a job there, so I just took the job. And then 17 years later,
a world away from the beauty salon.
Yeah, so then I went back to study beauty while working there, and went on to do levels 2, 3 and 4 in beauty. And then I also studied with Paddy McGurgan in Belfast, and I worked there for a few years as well, alongside the other job as well. So there was a time that was very crazy.
A little bit hectic, absolutely. Yeah. But you obviously knew that inside, you couldn't fight this any longer. This is where you wanted to be.
Yeah, I thought about it and put it off for a long time, and then just bit the bullet and done it.
So how has it been since you started? You started out in, I suppose, makeup, but the beauty treatment, the skin, the aesthetics industry, it's just exploded, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, definitely, yeah. In the last few years, there's just been so many new brands and so many new treatments, and then alongside that, then technologies and machines, and then lockdown as well has made everybody more conscious about their skin and more into self-care. Yeah,
Zoom has a lot to answer.
Yeah, they were looking at themselves, on screen maybe 7 hours a day, and thinking, right, after lockdown I'm going to do something about this, So and then as well, the big trend in skincare is that it's not just for mature ladies now. There's an increasing amount of younger girls who are starting skincare regimes earlier now to prevent the signs of aging. So that's a big trend as well.
So it's an industry that I must admit I'm fascinated by, but also terrified by, because, you're talking about younger and younger girls. Yeah, I understand wanting to take care of your skin, but I also look at young girls and I think, oh my goodness, you're as somebody who is a more mature woman, I sort of think back to the times when I had lovely skin and I had youth on my side.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that if somebody comes into a clinic and into your clinic, and how do you advise them on what they want versus what you feel they should have?
Yeah, that is a tricky one. Generally, We do, the first thing we do with a new client is a skin scan, and it takes it uses UV technology to take photographs of somebody's skin so you can see into the deeper layers of their skin. So it's obvious then what their problems nearly are. But my first question to any new client is, what do they want to address? So that's what we would focus on, is what they want to address. The issues they want to look at, but generally what happens is the whole picture improves. It's not just the issue that they were concerned with, but everything improves as well.
And it's not just women, I suppose men as well are
Yeah.
very into how they look.
Yes, yeah, we're getting more and more men now, and generally a while back it was just men who had skin issues, but recently we've been getting more and more men who want to prevent the signs of aging, or want to look at age management, whereas beforehand it was just teenage boys with acne or men with rosacea, but now it's more age management for men also.
So there are so many different needs, and every client is different.
Mm-hmm.
You specialise in non-surgical, but sometimes people can completely transform their appearance.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and not for the better.
Yes, well, I don't know, because as I say, it fascinates me. I do look at the lines and the saggy bits and all of those things and think, is there anything I could be doing? But I must say, I'm madly into facials and caring for my skin. Is good skincare and is using the right products, does it make a difference?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. From loads of different types of concerns, it's not just for mature clients, it's not just for younger clients, and that's one thing we want to make sure, that our business looks like, it's attractive to all types of ages and all types of skin concerns. We don't want to put anybody, any age bracket off coming in to see us.
And you've completely developed your offering. So what do you have now?
Yeah, well, I suppose because we originally started out as predominantly makeup, and then also we had an accredited academy that taught makeup. We teach accredited qualifications in makeup and beauty. But then we took on DMK skincare range of treatments and products early 2019, and it just snowballed because DMK is a real game changer, and we just started to get more and more case studies of clients that were getting great results. So that just took off. That side of the business just took off for us. So we then invested in more machines and more technologies like microneedling, and we have a new laser machine. It's a gold standard medical grade laser device that does hair removal and laser facials. It also removes any vascular lesions such as spider veins and varicose veins, and it also removes pigment as well. So LED light therapy, we do that as well. Microneedling, I probably said that already.
Yeah. So, there's so many, and I'm sure there's an awful lot of training involved to.
There is, yeah.
To learn how to administer them safely and effectively.
Yeah. We're constantly, me and the girls that work for me, we're constantly upskilling. We've just recently passed level 4 beauty, which is all about laser and light therapies. We're now doing level 5, which is all about vascular laser services, and it's ongoing. The company that we train with, you can just keep on upskilling really and going over things that you've done before. Plus, then DMK&I, there's 50 something clinics in Northern Ireland, and DMK&I would invite you down once, twice a month, and we get to network with each other.
Where are they based then?
They're based in Lisburn. Yeah. And then we learn of each other that way too. So that's constant training. You bounce ideas of each other, and you ask somebody, I seen that you had posted such and such. How did you achieve that? Or so it's learning constantly and developing your skills constantly.
Well, that's great, because I love lifelong learning. I think it's great to do that, but. For you, whenever you see someone get those results, or when you know that they're coming back to you and going, honestly, I've seen such an improvement, how does that make you feel?
Amazing. Amazing, yeah. We're so invested in our clients' skin journeys, and we want the best for them. We advise them the best we can, and generally they put their trust in us, and they listen to us. And I think that's because they've seen our results as well, and it's not just a generic image from some clinic in America. It's local people, and they know the person generally, and so they know their real results, real clients and real results.
And then the flip side of that, if you feel that, oh goodness, that somebody's not happy, or because there's huge responsibility, isn't there?
Yes,
it must be.
Yeah, and sometimes
stressful.
It is. It can be. Results don't happen overnight, and I think it's just keeping your client with you and explaining to them that it isn't going to happen overnight, and sometimes things get worse before they get better.
I'd be guilty of that now. I've signed up for a few treatments and then thought, oh my goodness, my face is falling off.
Yes.
I look awful. And actually then you just had to give it time.
Yeah. And you have to trust the process, and I think it's just educating the client and making them aware of that. And then, each time they come in, reassuring them and...
Don't give up.
No, and explaining things. I always explain what we're doing and why we're doing it and what that's going to do for you and how it's going to benefit you. And they understand it better then because they're educated on the process and why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And it's listening and knowing that this is going to take a little while and results don't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
I suppose too, though, it's expensive, isn't it? And then there's for a lot of people you think, right, am I really going to invest in this now? And is this just all smoke and mirrors? And really, would it be better, just to nip down to my local chemist and pick up something there and go with that?
Yeah, that is another side as well. Like, you do have to explain. I always ask a client what it is their budget is basically, and I explain, I work from the top package down, and then we can figure out a package to suit every budget. You don't have to go for the full package, the full amount of facials and the full skincare range. You can go for a core product range and then have one or two treatments.
Well, I suppose that's the thing too, and people are finding it such a struggle at the minute that really the luxury items like their skincare or their beauty treatments, they might be the first to go. Do you worry about that?
Not really, because we've seen the opposite, really. After lockdowns, we're busier than we were beforehand. I think people are realising now the skin is an investment. What you put in now, you will reap the rewards for in years to come. And generally, if you have an issue, it's never really about one product or one ingredient that's going to fix that. It's always about a range of products, a range of treatments. So the clients who go for the full package and the full range of treatments are the ones that get the result the quickest.
Right.
Do you know?
Mm-hmm. This podcast is sponsored by Granite Legal Services, a niche business and immigration law practice located in the heart of Newry City. Granite Legal Services provides legal advice to both individuals and companies alike across a wide range of industries, from employment, commercial or corporate law matters to immigration law. Granite Legal Services focuses on providing legally sound, practical advice to its clients. To get in touch, visit www.granitelegalservices.co.uk or contact 028 3026 2200. Again, I'm looking at your own skin and it's just so immaculately flawless. What does your own facial skincare routine involve?
Well, I suppose because I have all the products, I nearly have
everything. Access to everything.
Yeah.
Do you get a bit addicted to it?
Yeah, you do. And clients will tell you that too.
Research purposes.
Yeah. But cleanser, I cleanse every morning, and then hydrating oil, a serum, moisturiser and a moisture spray. So that's morning and night.
That's a lot of moisture.
A lot of moisture, yeah.
Is that the key for you?
That's the key, yeah, for everybody, I think. And then supplements as well. Omegas are really great for skin.
Collagen is a new thing too.
Collagen is
the
new thing, yeah. I haven't tried it myself now, the collagen drinks, yeah. And then like weekly treatments at home. I would do some like weekly masks at home, and then I try my best to get a monthly facial.
And how dangerous is the sun? You talked about the UV lamp at the start, and let's face it, we live in a climate where we get a little glimmer of sun and everybody's literally lying out. Well, and I grew up at that time where that's what you did, but how damaging would you say the sun is to your skin?
Yeah, it's really damaging. You know, the effects of sun damage on the skin, not only is it, you know, a problem with cancer and, you know, moles and things like that, it's also really aging on the skin. And I think that's one thing that younger people don't realise through the use of, there's an increased use of sunbeds now, especially at the minute.
Yeah.
And not wearing, the amount of people that don't wear SPF, I don't think they realise that that contributes a lot to lines and to pigmentation damage, and you know, those kind of things. They're reversible, but they're preventable in the first place.
But you just answered my next question. They are reversible?
Generally, yes. Not all pigmentation can be totally removed, but it can be minimised, and then fine lines can be minimised. You know, deep wrinkles, you're never going to totally remove deep wrinkles, but you can definitely refine their appearance, you know.
But that involves the fillers and...
No. You can do advanced peels, you can do laser treatments, you can do microneedling. They're all good for fine lines and for deeper wrinkles as well. But prevention is better.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it like being your own boss and building your business and having employees?
Yeah, no, I really enjoy being my own boss. Yeah, you've got a freedom, you know, and you can decide, you know, what treatments you like doing the best and what makes you happiest. And I like creating a nice working environment. You know, there's a buzz about our place, and I feel that kind of, when clients come in, they can feel that good atmosphere. So I really enjoy that side of the business.
And how many people do you have working for you?
I have 3 employees. So I have a front of house manager, and I have 2 then skin therapists, and then myself as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky. I have highly motivated staff, and they're all passionate about skin, and they all want to learn and willing to learn. So I'm very lucky.
And I'm just wondering, in terms of being that small business owner, when you do invest so much time in training, and then you hope that they won't leave, or actually, is that something that, you know, you're kind of prepared for?
Yeah, I suppose it, you know, everybody leaves sometimes.
You can't
you know.
tie people down.
No, and I suppose that's the kind of, you want to make it as nice a place to work that your staff want to work there, and you know,
and excel and improve themselves. Yeah.
And that there's always something different for them to do, because I think, you know, staff can get a wee bit bored sometimes if they're in the same role all the time. So if you keep on, we change our offering so much all the time, and I think that's probably going to be the way it is, you know, in the future as well. So that will keep staff motivated and keep them interested. And
the beauty industry seems to be, as well as having exploded, but it's trying to keep up with the latest thing. What's the latest thing then that you would be interested in?
What's the next thing?
The next thing. Well, the one that you're looking at and you think,
well, I suppose more machines probably. Yeah.
So it's technology.
Technologies, yeah.
What have you got your eye on?
Yeah.
You don't want the competition listening in.
Yeah. There's a few things I have my eye on. Oh. Yes, yeah.
Tell me after that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get anywhere with this one, am I? So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But, you know, can you believe how far you've come on this journey, really, from when you first started, when you've moved away from the construction site to running your own business, purchasing machines, how much technology has impacted the beauty industry is massive.
Yeah, and I suppose, you know, probably like machines have been about a while, but a few years ago, if you said to somebody you can take pigment away from your face by using a laser machine, they probably would have thought you were, you know, it was some sort of gimmick, you know, it wasn't true. But, You know, machines are probably the way forward. They're not going to be the only way. They work in conjunction with skincare and with skincare treatments. But definitely, yeah.
And how do you get the balance right as well between, so for me, sort of the beauty industry, I used to, enjoy the relaxation side of it. But when you've got something beeping and probes stick to you, it's not really, you're not there for the relax anymore.
They're not fluffy. No.
Can you rub my feet at the same time, please?
Yeah, no, our facials aren't fluffy facials, and generally there can be a wee bit of discomfort. Not pain all the time. Sometimes there's a wee tiny bit of like pain or heat or tingling or stinging.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they're results orientated. Do you know? So, and most people do come in and say, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to this today." Do you know?
Because they know they're going to get the results.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So see the microneedling. How does that work? What does that do?
Well, microneedling is a form of collagen induction therapy. So, it's a controlled trauma that we're causing to the face. There's 3 million micro injuries per treatment. So
3 million?
3 million micro injuries per treatment, yeah.
So you get the little dots of blood?
Yes, yeah. Now, not everybody bleeds, but no blood doesn't mean it's not working either. Do you know, it's erythema we're looking for, so redness generally. But sometimes there's blood. And so the controlled trauma forces your body into thinking that it's under attack, and it sends out collagen elastin to the site of the attack and forces the wound healing stage. So it's all about increasing the collagen of the skin, collagen elastin of the skin, yeah.
And you really do see results with that?
Big time, yeah, definitely.
Gosh.
Yeah, but it's not just one treatment. It's generally, depending on the issues and depending on the age of the client, 3 to 6 treatments, and 1 a month for either 3 or 6 months.
And then the laser therapy too, you talked about the removal of pigment, all sorts of things with lasers. That must be pretty incredible for someone who maybe has something that maybe they've lived with and they've covered with makeup all their lives.
Yeah, we had a lady in one day there, and we were removing spider veins from her cheeks, and generally after one treatment she had amazing results. She went on to have a second one, but after the first treatment she just broke down in tears.
Aww.
Yeah.
Is there just the sort of thing that you think that's just what I have now and I have to live with
it?
But no, and the newest skincare trends, it's maybe not to be so terrified of them. Yeah. Maybe give them a go. I suppose there's so much in the world that is about beautiful, about being beautiful, about looking a certain way. And I started the podcast asking you about that too. Now, how do you juggle home and work? What do you like to do? I know you've already said you're mummy to a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Do you get much time doing mummy duties?
It's getting a bit better.
Right.
Yeah. Put it this way, I have a supportive husband and mummy and daddy and sisters and brothers and in-laws. There's
always a big safety blanket running around.
Yeah. And there's no two ways about it. When you start up a new business, there's lots of hours put in, and that's just the way it is, do you know. I'm getting a bit better.
What do you think's been the biggest challenge for you?
Probably that. Probably hours worked, and then also people management, do you know.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that I was used to beforehand, so I'm learning with that, yeah.
And were there some, hard lessons to learn along the way, getting it right?
There were, yeah.
But there are always lessons to learn, aren't there?
Yeah, definitely.
So things are not a failure, they're not a mistake. You learn from them to make sure, hopefully, that the same mistake isn't repeated.
Yeah, or when you get stung once, you'll not get stung again. Yeah.
And you don't know until you know.
Yeah. True.
So things are getting easier. Your 10-year-old now, what does he think about the whole business?
Yeah, no, he's very interested in it. Yeah, I keep on telling him he'll be the Crossland's first male skin therapist, but he's having none of it.
He doesn't fancy it.
No.
Do you know what? There you go. That is so interesting because, as I say, it's not just for women anymore. You love what you do, and I think that's really important. We always say when you start up a business, you've got to be absolutely passionate about it. And,
definitely.
Do you still wake up in the morning and go, yes, I love my job?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah. And especially the skincare and skin treatment side of it. Do you know, I still love doing makeup and I still love doing eyebrows and all the traditional beauty side, but the skincare side is more rewarding. Do you know, you get to take people on this journey, you get to see them, see the results, you know. That's probably the side that I like the best, and I think the other two ladies that work with me, three ladies that work with me, they're of the same. You know, we're all very passionate about skin, and
well, that's it. And you can actually see improvements, and you take the client or the customer on a journey, and you're kind of on the same journey with them. So
yes, yeah,
it's not just a case of somebody booking in to have their makeup done and then they leave, and then the next. It's not the conveyor belt. You can't get bored.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
You're keeping going. The purpose of this podcast, Ailin, is to inspire existing business owners and ambitious entrepreneurs to grow their business by offering insight into the success of businesses such as Clio Skin and Beauty. But what advice would you give to people who may have a business idea but have no idea where to begin, or are unsure as to whether the risk is worth taking?
Well, I suppose if they have trusted family and friends and they bounce the ideas off them, get honest opinions, also maybe doing their market research and consumer research, and if they're passionate and they've got a drive, if they are willing to put the hours in, I'd say go for it. Yeah, and I think.
Did you listen to any naysayers at the time? Was there anybody that said, "What are you giving up this great job here?" Or
no, I didn't really have anybody like that. No, my family and friends were so supportive and encouraging, and you know, that was a big thing for me because I worked with family for 17 years, and you know, they didn't want me to go, but yet they were so supportive, you know, and encouraging. So if it hadn't been for that, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ailin, for joining me today, and best of luck with the rebrand, and best of luck with the future and all of those exciting new machines that you won't tell me about. We'll have to watch this space. So thank you, yes, to Ailin, and join me again for the next episode, where I'm going to be joined by Paul Cunningham from Morn Larder for another fantastic episode of the Public Eye podcast. See you soon. This podcast was recorded in Granite Podcast Studio. Interested in starting up your own podcast but don't know how? Granite Podcast Studio can help. Record your podcast in our state-of-the-art studio, which is based in the heart of Newry City. Our studio has cutting-edge and user-friendly technology and can seat up to 4 people. We also provide an editing service, for our team using your guidance and editing notes to provide you with a flawless finished product, leaving your listeners wanting more. For more information on how you can get started, visit www.granitepodcaststudio.com.